Hello everyone, welcome back to another video by eClip on my YouTube channel, and this video is going to be about sample cloud services. Actually, it's going to be comparison between Splice and LoopCloud. Till recently I was using the Splice, and honestly I never got hooked on it, or it never became a part of my workflow. So I realized that with the basic plan, I was subscribed to, I think, $8 or $10 each month, where I got 300 credits each month. And I realized that I just like 2 weeks ago, I had like 3,500 credits. And I realized that I am paying every month and that I'm not using it that much. So after a year, I had 3,500 credits, and when I canceled the Splice account, all that money was just wasted. Anyway, I know that Splice is offering other services. I did buy several VSTs and plugins through the monthly subscriptions through the Splice as well, but I never used the cloud services as storing my projects on Splice. It is more for Ableton users. And also, I'm using Dropbox for more than 10 years, so I'm really used on working with Dropbox, and the people that I work with, all other artists are mostly using the Dropbox. So that type of the service I really didn't need from the Splice itself. So when I closed the account, I wanted to just switch to LoopCloud to give it a try, to see maybe there's something better. So after this 2 days of using the LoopCloud, it already became the part of my workflow. And this video is going to be about that. I'm not comparing the Splice in a way. I'm going to go through the options of LoopCloud. Just, I will say, for those ones who don't know, the Splice is a cloud service where there's a plenty of sample packs where you don't need to buy each sample pack. The whole package you can buy sample by sample by using some of the credits. So let's say that you pay $10 every month. Every month you get 300 points or credits, and then each of samples, when you go on Splice or LoopCloud, they have the price in those points or credits. So some loops will gonna be 2 credits, some instruments can go up to 4, etc., etc. So the Splice, what I didn't like about it is when I'm in the creative mood, when I'm trying to create, I want to be fast, I cannot divide the moment where I will just look for the sounds and then I will store them and then I will use them in a track, just selecting as they sound good. I need to feel the moment of a track. I need to set it on a specific position. I need to hear it. How does it fit with the rest of the sounds? Does it matches the atmosphere or the emotion that I wanted to create, or it's bringing it to another place? And this is the main reason why Splice wasn't good enough for me, as it happens so many times that I find really nice and really good sounding sample. I download it. When I move it to Cubase or Ableton, when I change the key of it to fit the key root of a track, I realize sometimes that it's in 2 different scales. Sometimes it's a major and I'm a minor scale, or there's some conflict with the scales, etc., etc. So I ended up buying some of the samples that I wasn't able to use. While now we are coming to the main point why I think LoopCloud, this is my personal taste and this is my personal experience, and this is what I'm trying to share with you on those videos. It doesn't need to mean that I'm right or that it will suit to all of you. I'm sorry, but I need to mention this, as some of you are taking all of my advices for granted, like that whatever I say, that you sometimes are not agreed. This is totally fine. You really do not need to agree with me. The whole point of those videos are to share with you my point of view, as it is the only point of view that I have. And from that, you can check it, you can try it, you can maybe apply it in your music as well, or in your working environment or workflow, but it doesn't need to mean that it will switch to you as well. This what I said, it applies to all of the videos, like all the videos I did for the bass lines, all the videos that I did for mixing. If it doesn't sound good enough to you, that's totally fine, because when we are talking about music over here, there's not strict things. Someone will like more low end, someone will like less low end, someone will like more mids, less mids, more punchy, longer kicks, shorter. So it's all about our personal taste. So please just take my videos as informative material, and you can try, you can apply it in your music. It suits you, then okay. But arguing, is it good or it's bad, it's just not logical, as it all depends from your taste, etc, etc. So when you start using LoopCloud, what it's offering 3 plugins, and it comes in a package with the app. App looks like this. I'm just gonna move it from this part. So it is like a browser inside one application on your desktop, which is really good. On Splice, we would need to go on a website, because the search is working the best when you go in your browser. Then you find the sound. When you download it, you need to open the Splice application, and from application to drop it inside your DAW, which is fine. It's a pretty nice, but still LoopCloud offers much, 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 much more and much better. I'm not able to talk about the libraries from Splice and LoopCloud, as I just started using LoopCloud, but I see straight away that it's offer enough for me. As I mentioned several times, I will never use the samples just as they are. I will always manipulate them, change the pitch, chop them out, change the order of the notes. I will always do some processings, and that way I will be sure that no one else will use the same sample as I do. So, LoopCloud, this is the application. Now, in order to synchronize the application with your DAW, there is this over here. It's coming as a VST. So it is nothing else than just the signal that connects your application and your DAW. So when I press play over here, it will play from the app as well. Also, if I click on any, let's say this one over here, any, we can see over here that now the signal from app itself is going inside our DAW. What does it mean is that we can preview all of those samples inside our mix straight away. So let's say I have the kick and bass over here. Now, because this is the snare, what is the second thing you can do with the LoopCloud app is that you can move this sample to the position of the snare, and I think it's here, and then you can make a short, sorry, now what you can do, you can also shorten those samples. You can move up left and right. You can change the order. You can chop it out if it's something different. You can move the separately those two different parts. You can set up the gain over here. You can change the volume over here, and all of the samples are straight bit matched with your DAW. So now if I choose something different, something more rhythmically, let's say this one. Now, the second thing I can do, I can set inside this on the channel where I inserted the LoopCloud VST, I can set up the processing. I can set up the, let's say, the delay, the reverb. So I can test before I buy this sample, I can test it. How does it fix inside the mix? I can use the volume, I can use the processing, I can even apply the compressions, the limiters, reverb, delay, everything that you usually do before even buying sample. So this is such a game changer to me. This is I don't know. I think that nothing in the music industry has happened in a way of that is really changing the game. So all the plugins were discovered a long time ago, and they are upgrading. They are better sounding plugins. They have more options, but nothing major has happened in the last 10 years. Okay, maybe not 10, but let's say 5 years. So this is something really new that I really think it's an amazing thing, as we have bunch of the synthesizers and everything, but as you probably know, and that I mentioned in some of the previous videos, sampling itself is just a different type, and I really think that manipulating with a sample, you are getting interesting results as well. Changing the pitch of the samples is not the same as if you play it on the synthesizers, as synthesizers will transpose it perfectly in a way as they are providing the new oscillations on that key, while manipulating with the samples, it will get some different vibe, different color. I don't know, it's just a different thing. And if I need to compare those things, I wouldn't be able to choose any of those two, synthesis or sampling. I'm choosing both of them. And I think the combination is the beauty, what it creates something to sound super interesting. The next thing, which is really amazing and maybe the most important when it comes to comparison LoopCloud and Splice, is that we can key lock every sample that we are browsing over here. So this is in G sharp, sample originally written over here, and my track is in C sharp. So I just need to set it, say, to in C sharp and hear exactly how it would sound in a C sharp before I even buy this sample. Or I can manually change the key of the samples themselves. So if we go, let's say over here, let's say instruments, I don't know, mixed, let's say guitars, and we say genre, whatever, we can set up the trance, C sharp. So I'm browsing through the whole library of LoopCloud, and everything is bit matched, everything is in sync, everything has a same delay and a reverb that I have set over here. I can even apply the compression, everything before you buy this sample. After you buy it, you will need just to drag and drop it from this area over here. And as you could see over here, there's a tons of material. There are tons of the, let's say, horn and Guitar we won't use, and for genre I'm gonna turn it off. Let's say whatever. Or for all of those instruments, we can just go, let's say you need kicks, snares, booms, nature, all the effects, keyboards, mallets, mixed, talking drums, tambourine, let's say percussions to, let's say, djembe and genre. We don't need any of those. Not the even the labels, I still didn't come to this point over here. I'm still exploring as well. Horns, not. So let's say we are looking for some percussive. And then we can set that we are looking for loops only over here or one shots. So whatever you customize the search really exactly for what you need, and you can set up the loop, you can move it left and right, you can chop it, you can try to create the whole pattern and see how it will work, and then you can buy it, and then you can drag and drop it inside your project and have it there. So it's just amazing what it offers, and it really became the work of the part of my workflow extremely fast, and this is why I wanted to share this one with you. So there's a link below. Honestly, I'm not advertising anything that I really don't think it's a great thing. And honestly, I really use it. I've already finished several tracks that I wasn't able to finish as I was looking for some specific sounds that I couldn't find to fit. And then just with the LoopCloud and this search and optimization of the key pitch and key lock and bit matching, I just finished and found exactly what I needed, and all of those tracks are done now, which I will release pretty soon as the 4-track EP. If you are like using Splice, it's okay. I'm just saying it's not my piece of the cake, and I gave it a try and it just didn't work, while this one just started working. Thank you very much for watching, and see you soon with another video. Bye, ciao.